Hey, it's Mara. Here's an update for you. I recorded a video a couple days ago about the grant process I went through, and then a little bit about what I'm going to talk about today. And the sound went crazy, so I'm not going to upload that one, and I'm not even going to talk about the grant process in this one. I'm going to do a blog post about the grant. So if anyone's curious about the grant that I applied for in the process and you know just how it all turned out, you can check out my blog, and I'm gonna put that there. So today I'm gonna skip that, and I'm just gonna move into where I'm at wise. So I have that chunk of money, and right now I have enough to do an IVF, one session of IVF. However, I don't have enough to do the meds. I'm guessing, because I don't quite know how much the meds are going to be. And I'm sure many of you heard that it can be quite expensive. My doctor is going to donate some, and I've applied for the compassionate care. But in the end, I really don't know how much it's going to cost. Therefore, I don't know if I have enough for the meds. So I've got enough for the IVF. I don't have enough for the meds. That's where I'm at, money-wise. We already set up our calendar for IVF, and I have it here in front of me. So we're gonna start in the last part of February. So my first baseline ultrasound is the 20th of February. Prior to that, I think on the 13th of February, I'm going for my saline sono. And I mean, if anyone has ever had one of those, I'd be curious to know if it's like the HSG, you know, where they fill your uterus and tubes up with the dye to try to see if they're open. I mean, to me, it sounds like they're almost exactly the same. Therefore, the pain is going to be the same. And that HSG hurt a lot more than I was expecting. So I'm a little nervous about the saline sono, because I'm guessing it's going to be the same. I'm nervous about it. So if someone's had it, I'd be very, very happy to hear how it went and where it is pain-wise, so I can be mentally prepared for what's about to happen. But that's on the 13th of February. So, but then like I said, my baseline ultrasound will be on the 20th, and I'm supposed to stop my birth control at that point. And the video that I made that was all messed up, I talked about the birth control that I'm on. I'm on the NuvaRing, and I hate it. It's, I wish I was just on regular daily pill birth control. And I never had a problem remembering it, so I really regret now going to the NuvaRing, because you put it in once, you leave it in for 3 weeks, and then you take it out and leave it out for a week, and then you put in fresh one in after that 1 week. And you have your period during that week that the ring is not inserted. That's not the hard part. The hard part is, the difficult is, it causes me to have more discharge. I think my body's trying to clear it out, like it's a foreign object and it shouldn't be there. So I have to maintain that, not to get into too much TMI. So I really don't like the NuvaRing, but that's what I'm on, and I'm stuck on it for 2 more rings. I'm on a ring right now, and I'll be on 1 more ring, and then I'm done. And then if whatever happens, and I go to be on birth control again, I will never be on the NuvaRing again. I really, really don't like it. So yeah, my baseline on the 20th, and then we're looking at a target retrieval day of March 7th, and then, you know, a day 3 transfer, day 5 transfer, just depending on everything. So the medications they're gonna put me on, they're doing an antagonist protocol, so it's a little more intense, which I'm happy about. You know, I have PCOS. I've always been a low responder, not a poor one. You know, but I would never, when we did the injectables the prior times, I never created a lot of eggs. I was like 1 or 2, 3 maybe. I never went crazy. And I'd like to go a little crazy with the eggs. I know there's risks of the OHSS, but I'm confident in my doctor that he will monitor me and keep an eye on me, and throughout that. So I trust him. If he wants to do it, you know, heavy-handed, I'm perfectly happy with that. So they're giving me, let's just read you my meds here. I'll be on my prenatal vitamin and aspirin throughout the whole process. I've already started those, so I'm taking those now. I'm also already on metformin for my PCOS, so I'm supposed to stay on that again throughout the whole process. And I'm also taking this separate from what they told me to do, but I'm taking it personally. Vitamin D and OvaBoost. Which OvaBoost is kind of like my Hail Mary. I'm like hoping that, you know, if I get this in my system, it might help my egg quality a little bit. Anything could help. I don't think it would hurt to do it, so I'm doing it. I've added the OvaBoost. But they are going to put me on Ganirelix. Is that how it's pronounced? And then FSH, HCG low dose, methylprednisone, doxycycline, prometrium, and estradiol. I've been on estradiol and HCG before. I haven't been on any of these others. But I'm not afraid. I mean, I've heard the horror stories, but it is what it is. The estradiol looks like it'd be easy because I heard some people do the progesterone and oil or whatever, and I don't see that on here at all. So I've heard that can be a difficult drug to work with, but looks like they're just giving me the little estradiol, tiny estradiol pills, and I'll probably have to insert them vaginally. Oh, it looks like prometrium here is vaginally also. Okay, no problem. So it's a lot of meds. I mean, I see many days. The one I take the most will be the FSH. And, well, and the HCG, I take those the most. And then it says to be announced on the Ganirelix. Then the methylprednisone is after the retrieval. So is the doxycycline and the prometrium and the estradiol. So the estradiol and the prometrium, it just says to continue. And I'm guessing that's if I get a positive pregnancy test, I'm probably going to be taking that for a while. I don't know the answers to all of these things, but that's my guess. Because everything else has an end date. So the prometrium and the estradiol, it says continue. So yeah, that's my calendar. It's going to be a late February, early March calendar. So, yep, there it is. So let's talk about money. You're probably thinking, okay, she doesn't have meds. If she doesn't have money for her meds, what is she going to do? My doctor has a payment plan that we can do, and that's kind of my plan. I'm winging it, honestly. I'm winging it. I'm going to be 33 this year. I have the money now. I'm getting anxious. I'm done. I'm ready. Let's do this. So I'm winging it. So he has a payment plan where you pay, it's almost half down of the IVF itself. Ignore the meds. We're not talking about the meds yet. That's all separate. But just the IVF. If you pay half down, you will be billed for the rest in payments. So I have double. I have completely enough to pay for the IVF. So I'm going to put the half down, and whatever's left of the bundle that I have currently money-wise, I'm saving that for the meds. So I'm going to be making payments on my IVF is what I'm saying. I'm doing my down payment. I'm using the rest for meds, and then I'll be making payments on my IVF. So here's my thoughts on that. Hopefully it all goes great. I've got my BFP. Everything's great. Because if not, I'm going to be really grumpy every time I'm writing out that check, sending it back to Jacksonville to pay for the IVF that failed. Oh well. I'm just telling you right now, I'm going to be grumpy about it. Other thoughts and feelings, I'm starting to get very anxious. I mean, as soon as I got my calendar and email, I couldn't sleep that night. And now I'm having trouble sleeping. I did acupuncture when I did the IUIs, and it really helped with relaxing. I couldn't do it every day. I was going in once a week, but it really helped. Now it's $60 a pop. I can't afford it. You know, I'm trying to do this IVF. I can't afford any extra anything right now. So I'm not going to do the acupuncture. They advise against it anyways. You know, some REs want you to add it on, and some don't. There's probably mixed feelings about IVF, or not IVF, excuse me, acupuncture with IVF. So I'm not doing it this time. I can't afford it. My doctor doesn't really want me to anyways. No problem. I'm going to, starting tonight, I'm going to do some yoga that is geared toward increasing blood flow. I want all that blood flow down to the uterus, swishing around, doing what it needs to do. I've always had some trouble with lining, and they're giving me meds to help with that. But I'm hoping the yoga will help with increasing blood flow and getting the blood to where it was going, because that's what the acupuncture was helping a lot with. So since I can't do the acupuncture, I'm gonna do the yoga. Also, I've decided to start meditation, and that's to help with the anxiety and the mental issues that I'm having. You know, I am scared to death. I'm scared to death because I only have money for one session. I don't have money for more. And my husband pretty much told me the other day, he's done. If this doesn't work, he's done. You know, and I can't force him to do something that he's mentally exhausted and doesn't want to do anymore. He's tired too. I mean, we're both tired. So he said the other day he's done. And I have to respect that. And I can't go out and get pregnant on my own. So if he's done, I'm done. You know, maybe there's foster care or adoption in our future. But when it comes to meds and stuff like that, we're done. I'm kind of a little bit on the fence about it, because if we go in, we get lots of good eggs. You know, we put, you know, 1 or 2 in, and they don't stick, but we freeze the others. In my eyes, we're not quite done, you know, because if we freeze those other eggs, and I'm pretty sure we're going to, he's already said yes to that. You know, if we freeze those eggs, I don't see any problem with saving up for a frozen embryo transplant. They're a lot cheaper than IVF. Your egg is there. You just need to put it back in. Defrost it, put it back in. You know, you're probably still going to have to take those meds to help prepare your lining and stuff. And I don't know a lot about frozen embryo transplants, so don't quote me on any of this. But I don't have to develop eggs. They're already there. They're frozen away. So I guess if I have a lot of good eggs and we freeze them, it's only $600 a year to freeze them at our place. To me, that's not very much, you know, if you divide it amongst months or whatever. So if that happens, we're not done. But if it all goes real bad and we don't have any extras and it doesn't implant and it's just big fat negative, we're done. So, yeah. So I'm having emotions with that because, of course, I really want it to work. I'm starting to get superstitious too. You know, I think about the meditation, and that's going to help. You know, anything's going to help. You know, doing the yoga, the Ova Boost. I also did something today that I've never done in any of my previous cycles. A lot of ladies do it. You'll know what I'm talking about when I say it. A lot of ladies do this, and I always thought it was crazy. So I've never done it. And this time, my one last time, I've decided to go against better judgment and do this. And I almost regretted it as soon as I did it. I felt like I was being stupid or not thinking things through. But I did it anyways. So today, I went and bought a little pair of shoes. They have glitter on. And throughout my entire process, I've been doing this for 5 years now, diagnosed for 7 years, actually trying to conceive for 5. I've never bought anything like this. Never bought a onesie, a toy, a pair of socks, a dress, nothing. I've never bought any sort of thing for my future baby. So I'm doing it now. I did it. I'm not going to buy anything else. I'm just going to buy one little pair of shoes, and it's scary. I felt so sick going through those aisles and looking at these things, trying to decide of one thing I was going to buy, and I felt sick about it. I was just, you know, it's like I didn't belong there. I don't belong in this aisle. I felt like someone would know that I was buying shoes for no baby. Stupid, I know. So there's a lot of emotions behind buying this, you know. Plus, I feel like I'm stuck with them, because if it doesn't work out, I will always have these, you know, to remind me of what didn't happen. And I don't think I could give them away, you know. I don't think I could buy them and then send my baby's shoes off to someone else. I'm gonna be stuck with them. So it's a burden I've decided to bear. And that's why I never did it before. I just couldn't bear the burden. So, but I'm being superstitious. I'm saying to myself, I've never done it before. I'm going to do it now, and hopefully it works. It's a good luck charm. Okay, that's where I'm at. Today I drew blood. Yay. They don't need to test me for anything else IVF wise. Like, they don't need to know what my AMH levels or anything like that. I've had the testing done a long time ago. They're testing to see if I have gonorrhea, syphilis, AIDS, a bunch of different diseases. All of the diseases they test you for if you're ever pregnant. They did that today to prepare. My husband has to do it too. And they are just making sure I don't have them, I guess. So I'm not worried. I should be fine, that I know of. And I think we've been tested for them before. I feel like I've done this test before in the doctor's office, but oh well. So that's where I'm at. So I'm hoping for some good vibes. I'm very nervous. I'm anxious. I'm hoping the yoga and the meditation help a lot. I'm gonna need a sleeping pill for a while, but once I start the actual cycle, I'm not allowed to take those things anymore. But you know, between now and then, I think I'm gonna drug myself to sleep, and maybe I won't need it. I don't know. Maybe the yoga and stuff. So I'm rambling now. I'm gonna go. This video is gonna be extra long. So I think the next video I'm gonna make is probably, if it's not just a rant in general, it'll probably be how much my meds are gonna be, because I sent in for the compassionate care. I applied for that Friday. So I'm guessing I'll hear about that soon if I got it. And then when I order the meds, then I'll know how much they are, and I can go from there. I have new insurance this year, and I'm real curious to see what it's going to be like. Excuse me, because I've ordered injectables before. You know, the big box. I have a big unboxing video if you want to see it. And that wasn't cheap, but I know this is going to be more. So I'm real curious. Really curious. So that's it. I'm going to stop talking. Love to hear from you guys. You know, any thoughts about anything really would be great. Ooh, I'm about to cry. Sorry. I don't talk to a lot of people. I don't have a lot of friends, and no one knows this is happening except for the person who gave me the money. So I'm isolated, you know, and I hate that, but I'm not comfortable talking about it with anybody that I'm close to, because the last thing I want to do is tell them it didn't work. So besides my husband and the person who gave me money and my work, because I have to leave and do all these things, these are the only people that are going to know, and you guys. So any support would be great. Okay. Thanks. Bye.